Good morning. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
And my name is Michael McClelland. And in these 50 years of the Buddhism practice, I appreciate that the opportunity to share my experience. And when I was 22 years old, living on my own and going out with my friends, my hairstylist offered to take me out for my birthday. Excuse my language. Buddhist meetings, and I went to part of the. She said to just try for 100 days. And I said, okay, knowing that I would quit and practicing soon. But the 100 days passed, and then I really didn't want to give up. I was starting to get happier. Some things was working in my life. I went to many study meetings and loved the Gosho, the original writings of the Pandits Nichiren. I was disappointed when I could not pass my first Buddhism exam. I had study hard. I seniors in a faith experience that I could understand Buddhism with both my heart and head and my heart, and suggested that I participate in a discussion meeting. Soon I was attending to your activity and took leadership for some of them. From the young 22 years old girls to the 22 years old wife, and to 42 years old mothers with a teenager, to a 52 years old lady and retired, to a 62 years old widow. I never had a give me at the prayers. I just chanting for the best for my family. Sure, we had to overcome problem. But with the years of the practicing and helping others, I could see our life manifesting the more fortunate with both children attending in the college and me have a nice retirement. My husband's job took us 17 locations around the world. Each time we move, I would find that the local SGM organizations. I made friends for the life, helping someone to join Buddhism in one state and the years later, meeting them in another state. That's my son going to take over this.
Happy New Year, everybody. I'm Randy.
Happy New Year.
To kind of go back in time a little bit to earlier this year, back to March, my mom has lived really a lifelong good health. All her life I've experienced good health from my mom, so it was rather odd when she started feeling sick earlier this year. And every time she's been sick, you know, she's always just gotten over it and everything. So she went to see the doctor, and she was initially being treated for arthritis. And it never went away. It kept getting worse and worse. I live up in Oregon, so, you know, I'm really kind of, you know, trying to be involved as much as possible. And one day she went to the doctor, and he said, "You got to go to the hospital," and admitted her. And so I got a phone call, and I flew down as early as I could to be with my mom. And she was in the critical care unit at the hospital, and her doctor said after testing that she had colon cancer, and she had the really bad one, stage 4. It had gone through other organs in her body system. So really the only treatment at the time was to make her feel more comfortable. There was no surgery options or anything, and I'm looking at my mom, I'm saying, "You know what stage 4 colon cancer means?" And she's like, "Yeah, I know what it means." You know, so I remember this one real powerful image when I was at the hospital. Many of the SGI members came to visit her all the time. And there was one time period where there was probably 12 people in a room where you're only supposed to have 2. Everybody's sitting there chanting Nam-myoho Renge Kyo. And I saw my mom. She's a little, small lady. And you might think she's dainty and weak and everything, but she's got a lot of strength. And she said, after that time, she goes, "I'm going to kick the crap out of this cancer." Of what she actually said. She asked me to tone it down. So, since one, go ahead, Mom.
Okay. I started chemo to the shrink the tumors to make me more comfortable. My kids visiting often during the treatment. My kids visiting often during the treatment, and we become ever closer. And I was also surrounded by that love and the chanting support of many SGI members. My leader sent me this quote from the SGI presented lecture of the Nichiren's writing. I was encouraging every day I read it.
My mom asked me to read this quote here for everybody, so it starts like this. "Allow me to clarify here that falling ill is not a sign of weak faith or defeat. No one can escape the 4 universal sufferings of birth, aging, sickness, and death. When we fall ill, if we can summon up powerful faith to battle the devil of illness, illness itself can become an opportunity for us to achieve a life imbued with eternity, happiness, true self, and purity, the 4 noble virtues of the Buddha. It can serve as a chance for us to strengthen our faith even more so that we can triumph over devilish functions. And when we have the strong, invincible faith to withstand any onslaught of the 3 obstacles and 4 devils, nothing can stop us from attaining the life state of Buddhahood." That was from Living Buddhism from May to June issue 2011, page 67.
Then our national leaders give me a great goal to attend my granddaughter's orientation at the Soka University of the America. 11 years from now, this is that university that Daisaku Ikeda built. I thought about what he has accomplished in established SGI Buddhism in 192 countries. I remember standing next to him for a group photo years ago when he said to me, "Please become the happiest woman in the world." I remember when my daughter's elementary school, now she's 45 years old. Elementary school, okay. Group meet the Daisaku Ikeda after their performance. My daughter told me, "Mommy, Sensei was so funny. He played a joke on us and put cake frostings on our face."
So now that it's 2012, it's making sense to my mom now that she can bring in the 3rd generation of her family to connect with the pioneer who presented our humanistic philosophy worldwide in a way that everyone in here can benefit.
I want the best for my children and grandchildren. I want them to continue to support Buddhism. Among them, my 7-year-old granddaughters, Maya, was happy to get a new sutra book and got on the computer to chant with me when I was sick. I must went for her sake. I was even more determined when I received a message from President Ikeda saying he was praying for me. During the chemo, I lost 1/3 of my body. waves. I also lost my voice, but still chanting twice a day. I realized that's too often. I had only giving lip service to saying I was chanting for another members, but now facing to life and death. I have to give appreciation for every person's life, and I can not fully express the feeling, but I am determined to show it my actions from this day forward.
So fast forward here to a couple weeks ago, my mom finished her chemo treatment beginning of December or late November. A couple weeks later, went and got her final PET scan, and then December 15th, she went and saw her oncologist for the, not the final appointment, but the last appointment. And what did he say, Mom?
Cancer free!
My sister from North Carolina flew to see my mom at her last appointment. I'm glad she did, because if my mom went by herself, she would have called me on the phone and said, hey, guess what, I'm cancer free. I would have been like, let me call your doctor. Honestly, when she came in, at her diagnosis in the beginning, when she came in, the expectation was to have a difference in the size of her tumor from when she was diagnosed back in May until now. There was no expectation whatsoever from the doctor to show up to this appointment and say, he can't find anything. As far as he knows, there's nothing there. It's a pretty rare occasion. It's less than 10% chance or probability for this happening, but the victory, and this is my mom's words, and I'm speaking for her, but the victory was not just overcoming cancer. The greatest victory was growing and changing in her character and attitude. She feels from the bottom of her heart that she wants to support her fellow members for each and everyone's victory. And with this, my mom's going to just have some closing remarks here. So.
For my whole life, I believe my faith activity has been good medicine. The support from all of you was best medicines during my illness. That's thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. When I returned to the district meeting, the young people welcomed me to be with the hug. I want to practice the Buddhism with you and help you understand how important it is to have mentors in life. If you stay with the SGI USA for the 50 years like me, I know that your lives will unfold with the treasure beyond what anyone can imagine. Today, at the age 22, I did not plan to stick around so long, but I am sure glad I did it. Thank you.
Thank you, Marco. Always encouraging to see that alcohol benefit the members.